Good one. Good one. Boy, he ate it too.
What is that?
Big smallmouth.
Oh my gosh, look at the size of that thing.
That's what I'm talking about. Big Lake Champlain Plattsburgh smallmouth. Get that, Bill.
You want me to get it?
Oh, yeah. You ain't never
over.
seen one that big, have you? They
No,
don't have those in
that's
L.A.
That's getting pretty big. Man, you know what? There's no question about him eating that bait.
You ain't kidding.
Look at that thing. Gosh.
That's a pretty one, isn't it? Go ahead, you got it.
You're afraid of these hooks, aren't you?
Hey, buddy, I learned a long time ago, those hooks will hurt you. If you want to learn about a big bait catching smallmouth on Lake Champlain, then join us right here next on Fishing University. Unbelievable. All right, catch up.
Oh, catch.
It's time for Fishing University with Charlie Ingram. If you want to learn how to catch more fish and bigger fish in your home waters, Charlie can show you how. Fishing University is brought to you by Boats.net, Honda 4-Strokes, Z-Man and the Original Chatterbait, and Phoenix Bass Boats.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Charlie Ingram, and welcome to Fishing University. Today we're at Plattsburgh, New York on Lake Champlain, and we have with us Bill Siemantel from L.A. That's not Lower Alabama. That's really L.A. Bill and I did a show last year with this big bass zone bait made by Spro, and we caught a lot of big largemouth, and we're going to try these Lake Champlain smallmouth with this. And Bill says these smallmouth will hit this big old bait.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be more in the smallmouth, but I can't wait to hook into a couple big ones out here on these baits.
Be a neat deal.
Yes, it will. Oh, God. God, he just...
You got him?
Yeah.
Good one.
He jumped all over that one. God. I don't think he's finished yet. That
Are you going to land that fish or not?
That is a nice.
That's a good smallmouth there, buddy.
That is a nice smallie. Wow, look at the size of that beast there, Charlie.
That's a good one. That's a good Lake Champlain smallmouth there, buddy.
Oh, man. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish.
Old brown fish.
Look at that boy.
Almost an all-sun fish there.
That's an all-sun for me.
There you go.
God, that's a pretty, pretty fish.
Bill, one thing I've noticed on this bait, when you stop it, it'll actually turn around almost, just like, you know, it's looking backwards or something. Show us how to actually make that bait turn around.
You know, it's a phenomenal technique, and what you're doing is you're bringing this bait through the water, and what happens is you start watching these monster fish come up on it, and if you could turn a bait right around 180 into their face, a lot of times, man, they hit it out of reaction. So all you do is you bring it in, and what you want to do is you want to pop your rod hard, and when you pop your rod, you just give it line back. And what's going to happen is as long as you slack that line, that weight of the lure is going to be able to turn that bait all the way around. Now what happens, if you pop your rod real hard and you don't give it enough slack, it's just going to do hard directional change. It's going to flare, like, you know, like a big rip bait. But if you pop it and drop your rod tip back and give it a good foot or two of line, that bait's going to turn right back around right at those fish. And the hardest part is getting ready, because right when that happens, that's when you usually get crushed. Oh God, that thing just...
What do you got this time?
I have no idea, but man, they just knocked the fire out of this thing.
Oh, you got him another one.
Can I shake him off?
Yeah, I don't think so, not with them gamakatsus on your teeth.
Another stinky fish. Hey, that's bigger than my last one.
Yeah, I know it. You fish for a lot of those out there in L.A.?
I'm telling you, this is the first one I've ever caught, besides the little one I caught earlier.
Really?
Yeah, we don't have these in California.
It's like to me, you do pretty good at it.
I know. We have some politicians that look like this, but we don't have fish. Oh, whew. Just got a beautiful smell to it. A special kind of perfume. Oh, look at that little toothy critter.
We'll get back to the action in a minute. If you'd like to win some great fishing gear, go to fishingu.com and click on Gear Giveaway.
Bill, you like this uphill fishing, huh?
Well, you know, you kind of work with the environment. The wind's blowing pretty good. We got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. And I always kind of laugh, you know, fishing in California and stuff, you see a lot of guys fish into the wind. And it makes it so much harder to throw your bait into the wind, especially the bigger baits. They catch that wind and they drift off to the side. And
right.
And the neat thing about it, if you think about how bait fish swim up current, you know, you're pretty much making it look realistic. You know, the bait fish are going to swim up current. You're bringing it uphill off this point. And we should have fish coming out of the deep water and actually crushing the bait right up against the rock piles.
Well, there's a lot of rock piles up here on Lake Champlain that they can crush
this is
on.
Absolutely gorgeous up here. The kind of neat thing about throwing uphill too, you know, bringing it uphill, if you get those big wolf packs, you're talking about those big smallies and the big packs come up.
Right.
Once you do that, once you pull them up on the flats and they're feeding, they're going to stay there a lot longer. A lot of guys will throw up to the bank and bring them out, and next thing you know, the smallies are holding underneath their boats, or, you know, they go out to deeper water. Oh, you're on. You're on.
Oh, man. I'm glad you told me. He's sitting there watching my bait. No one ain't watching. This is a good Lord, man. I told you I was going to catch me a green head around there.
That fish was all over it, was swimming down the bank with your bait. That's how you guys got it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice fish.
That is a nice chunker, isn't it?
Oh, that smallie just hit mine right there on the bank.
Everybody thinks that, you know, that these big old baits will catch really big fish, and they are a really big fish bait. But this pound and a quarter, pound and a half. What happened?
Oh my gosh.
What's wrong?
There's about a 4-pounder on my bait.
Smallmouth?
Yeah.
Oops.
Sorry about that.
Loose. See that? You can really see well with these Signature Series ocean waves. You see that right there? With those, you should be able to see it.
Little bed right there.
There's one right here, one right here. You can see a lot of these rocks and things. We got a Signature Series with ocean waves glasses, and these ones Bill's got on the illuminators, and mine are just kind of the rose color because we're doing a little bit of sight fishing. But if you want to see really good, the illuminator is the glass lens you want to get. You want to get your own personal pair of these Signature Series illuminator glasses from Ocean Waves, just go to fishingu.com. We'll have a direct link right to the place to get them at Ocean Waves. God,
look at the size of them. Oh, there, you're on. Largemouth.
Largemouth.
I'm gonna bring right behind you. You got a largie right there. Come on.
I got him.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, that 6-inch to get them largemouth. I turned that one loose on purpose.
For the safety of your boat going up on the rocks.
Yeah, if I turned loose to get that net, get that fish, my boat would have gone boom up on the rock.
Man, that thing tracked it for a long time.
There was two of them. Two of them, about 3 pound apiece.
Oh, there he is.
Big smallmouth.
There he is. Oh, that was a good one.
Trying to get it.
He's right there.
You just ran out of string.
Just ran out of string. Right there.
He tried to get it. He's all right.
Here's a great tip from the casting deck. Brought to you by Gamakatsu. We didn't invent the fish hook, just the sharp ones.
You know, these days, everybody's always trying to enhance their boat and also help the safety of their boat. With Phoenix Bass boats, the T&H Marine Hotfoot is standard equipment. Not only is it convenient because it works like an accelerator where it comes back. Also, another thing that T&H Marine builds, in my opinion, is one of the best jack plates out there, is the Atlas jack plate. It's built strong enough that you can run it in salt water, but more importantly, with the new 4-stroke engines, it's the only one that I feel like has got the capabilities to raise them up and down. So if you're thinking about enhancing your boat, then consider using the T&H Marine products, such as the Hotfoot and the Atlas jack plate. You'll be satisfied, I'll guarantee it.
We'll get back to Charlie and his guest in a minute. If you'd like to win some great fishing gear, go to fishingu.com and click on Gear Giveaway.
When you feel a tick, or you feel the bump, or your line slack, you reel set. You make sure you bring your line back and you set that hook into that fish. You know, a lot of these smallies we've seen today, a lot of them are coming up and actually bumping these baits with their nose.
With their mouth closed.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
do
notorious about doing that anyway.
Yeah, they do that with the fluke. They do that with any type of bait out there. The neat thing is when you have two treble hooks, gummies laying off the bottom of this bait, they're gonna come up, they're gonna bump this bait, and what happens is when they bump that bait, those treble hooks actually roll back into their face, and once you feel the bump, you just sweep into them, and we're catching extra fish on it. Where if you used a plastic bait or something that had a hook embedded into the plastic, you're not gonna catch as many of those fish. So those are bonuses that you're gonna catch, you know, you're gonna get when you're using these types of baits. Come up right in front of you. Oh, look at that. Man, Charlie, that thing just hit it big time. Wow, look, I stunned him. He's got hooks all over him. Gosh. I think he wanted a piece of that. Uh-oh. Oh, no, he's still pinned pretty good. God, look at that.
He got it. That's a good bait.
He wanted that bait. Not too bad.
What color did you catch that one on?
That was the new perch color.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really, really good color for back here. All these fish that chew on
It'll
these
be good
perch.
on a smallmouth because they're so used to eating those yellow perch anyway. You know, it's got a little chartreuse in it. Have you got yellowtail perch in California?
We do in Northern California.
Do you really? But you've never seen one, you just happen to come up with this color out of a book or what? Because it's perfectly mimic these smallmouth, these yellow perch.
Well, I pride myself in doing some serious research, and you know, we're looking at stats on what people are using throughout the U.S. and lures and the color choices they're picking out. And the cool thing is we're going to come out with 3 or 4 colors right off the bat with the 6-inch BBZ-1. One of them is going to be a glossy rainbow trout, which right now the sales for that in California and the West Coast are phenomenal. So we got to cover those guys who are going to use that color of bait. Then I did research back here and found out that, man, it doesn't matter if you're picking up a crankbait or a rip bait or even some type of plastic, somebody back here on the East Coast is going to try to mimic a perch. So I went through all the books and I tried to find the most realistic perch color that would match, and we made it in the 6-inch.
You're pretty good. You're a pretty good student.
Well, you know, you try to be. I pride myself in that. The other color we're going to come out with, if you know, get it dialed in perfect, is going to be a blueback herring, which, if anybody's been watching the tournament series, the circuits the last couple years, they find out the blueback herring is like one of the go-to baits anywhere in the U.S. So we'll have a blueback herring, and my favorite color that has just always been a phenomenal color is the sexy lavender shad. And it's pretty much a base white for the body with the chartreuse line and kind of a gray with the lavender flake on the back. And I don't care if it's dirty water or clear water or whatever impoundment you're fishing, that bait, there's a good one following right there, that bait is going to catch fish no matter what.
You see one follow it, really?
Yeah, there's one following right there. I mean, the colors will be good, and then we're going to come out with colors as people demand it. You know, there are going to be some colors out there that people are going to say, hey, we want, you know, we want to get more of the silverfish out there. We want to get one that looks more like a baby bass, and Spro's going to come out with the most realistic baits there are.
There we go. What do you got?
Well, I was looking out there. God, that might be a good fish. I was looking out there, and right out there, I saw a little dark spot. I thought it could have been a rock, and I threw this. Oh, what is that, largie?
The largemouth.
I threw right over the top of the rock, twitched it twice, and kind of just let it sit there. And oh, nice largemouth. I'll take those.
We're supposed to be up here fishing for smallmouth, and you're fishing for them things.
Oh, that's
a good one, though.
That is a better fish. Now, you know what? They get this bait and those hooks. Oh, man, they just try that. That almost rival your smallmouth there, Charlie.
Yeah, but it's a largie.
I know, but I'll take anything that hits these baits.
That's a good fish on a 6-inch Spro swim bait.
Today's equipment is brought to you by the Charlie Ingram line of sunglasses by Ocean Waves. See what you've been missing.
Today on Fishing University, we use a 7-foot casting rod, medium heavy action, with 14-pound test fluorocarbon line with Spro's BBZ swim bait.
Charlie will be right back. If you'd like to win some great fishing gear, go to fishingu.com and click on Gear Giveaway.
There you know, he's right there. Turn around. Yeah, you see it now. There it goes.
You got him?
Oh God, he came off and he got on the stick. He's on, he's gonna. That was right in the, he hit it in the stick.
He did?
Yes. I laid right in the stick. He pulled it up in the stick. Here we go. Oh, got him, got him, got him. Got him. Nice fish, Charlie. Oh.
Catch him going good, man.
Man, I was just slow rolling it right by that stick and that thing just came up and clobbered it. Nice fish. Okay, I'm liking throwing these 6 inches for the smallmouth.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? There's really nothing they can do when they get
No, when they get 2 sets of those, they're done.
all over them. God, these things are mooses. Look at that thing. That's another big fish, Charlie.
Good one, there's no doubt about that.
God. There's no way that fish was getting out. I think the size of this bait, the hook placement, everything else is just absolutely perfect for everything out there now.
When would you use the 4-inch and when would you use the 6-inch?
I think just matching the hatch. If there's a lot of, you know, the perch or bigger gizzard shad or blueback herring,
Right.
I think I'd throw the 6-inch and then the 4-inch, you know, pretty much any times they're shad, but I'm telling you what, that 6-inch is gonna produce some outstanding fish. Look at that tank.
Good one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the different retrieves, Bill, on this BBZ Spro swim bait.
You know, that's a good question, Charlie. You know, I'm gonna break it down super simple. And I get these questions all the time. The biggest thing is find the spot. Find the points and the humps and the ridges. And once you do that, we have 3 baits. We have a floating bait, a slow sink, and a fast sink. If you're new to swim bait fishing or you just want to go out and test the water, put a floater on, slow roll it across the surface, and that's going to tell you the aggressiveness of the fish. They're going to come up, they're going to show themselves, or what's going to happen is you're going to see them following your bait, and they're just not going to commit to the top water. So all you do is you put the slow sink on, and you take it down 1 level, go to the middle of the water column. From there, if you want to fish a little bit deeper, you know, test the top, go to the middle, and then at the end, go to the bottom. And if you kind of break down the water that way, especially in this clear waters that we have in the West Coast, you know, in California, and what you guys have back here at East Coast, you're going to see the fish. I mean, they're going to show themselves with these big baits. And then what you do is you just start adjusting. You know, look real quick, see what they're telling you, and then you adjust to the depth. And the techniques, my gosh, it's like what we've done today. You know, we're speed reeling. You know, we're bringing the baits in shallow water really quick over the rocks, you know, and some grass. When we get to the little pockets where there's a little indentation or a little hole in the grass, we're taking the slow sink and we're dropping it like a Senko. You know, you drop it like a little stick bait down into the grass pockets. And then we're pulling up on points and throwing out to 20 foot of water and bringing it uphill. So, you know, just keep it simple. Use the same techniques you use on any other type of lure. And then just pick the right tool. You know, pick a top water or a slow sink. You know, work it like a fluke and then go to the bottom and just slow roll it up like you're fishing a crankbait. And the fish are gonna talk to you really quick. I mean, we've caught some great fish today.
Oh, good. Good one. Goodness, what a fish. Look at this smallmouth. Holy smokes, Louis. That's a big one there.
That is incredible. Look at that guy.
That's a giant.
That is a pig. I'm taking my time. I barely got him hooked, man. I threw that and was bringing it across the bottom right there, and he just clobbered it.
Huh.
Look at the size of this, Charlie.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Oh, that is a pig.
That's a big fish.
God, they're so pretty in this clear water.
You ever gonna land him? You gonna play with him all that?
Well, I don't want to lose him.
Yeah, ain't gonna lose him. Got him those big two-aught hooks.
Look at the size of that smallmouth. Look at that thing. Look at that thing, Charlie.
That's huge, buddy. I'm telling you, that's a giant.
I think they like that 6-inch perch color.
Well, sports fans, that winds up another class on Fishing University. We thank Bill Siemantel for bringing us this great BBZ-1 6-inch model Pro. We hope you enjoyed being up here on Lake Champlain as much as we did being here. Look forward to seeing you right here next week on Fishing University. Good fish, Bill.
That is a chunk.
That's a toad there, buddy. Yeah, that's a good one.
Look at this. Look at the girth on that thing,
I'm telling
Charlie.
you, that's a big one.
Closed captioning provided by the Charlie Ingram line of sunglasses by Ocean Waves. Available from fishingu.com.
You're working that bait like a jerk bait almost, huh?
You know, as you're telling me, these smallmouth, man, they like something really getting them going, so.
Hey, he got something. Yeah, there's a largemouth.
That's a largie. That's a nice little largemouth bass right there. The neat thing about throwing these 6-inch baits and, you know, all these bigger swim baits, you got so much influence on these fish. Oh, got him, got him, got him. Got him. Nice fish, Charlie. Oh, God, look at that thing. Man, I was just slow rolling it right by that stick, and that thing just came up and clobbered it. Oh, good.
Good one. Goodness, what a fish. Look at this smallmouth. Holy smokes, look. That's a big one there.
That is incredible.